I was tired, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It felt like I kept running for too long. I had lost the track of time on the way. I was in a phase where it didn't matter how much caffeine I intake or how much sleep I get. I always felt tired. Toxicity around me had stopped bothering me. Promotions and increments didn't excite me anymore. Something inside me seemed to have died. Something inside me had given up. I had lost my sense of self. I was a robot, too consumed replying to over 400 pending WhatsApp messages, official mails, and over 200 customer queries over phone calls on an average every day. I was in a dimension where, regardless of whatever I did, I always felt unfinished and unsettled. It was just one of those random days. I did everything right as usual, finished my work by around 9 pm, and came back home. I took a long shower that day, longer than usual. I changed my clothes, switched off the lights, and closed my eyes. I fell asleep and I found myself lost somewhere at an unknown highway, in the middle of a cold, dense forest. No sound, no work, no people. Exactly what I was dreaming about. I turned towards my left and entered into the woods. The silence inside was so evident to an extent that it felt like I could hear it. I never knew that silence and stillness had such powerful energies. I kept walking deeper and deeper in order to find the roots of peace inside the woods. I stopped when it just felt right. It seemed like someone's home. I don't know whose house it was, but it just felt so right. As if that's where my soul took me to. I randomly recalled a few voices I'd heard before, a few faces I'd seen, and a few places I'm sure I had been to in this lifetime. Well, I don't personally know those people or those places, but I'm sure we have crossed paths. I remember them. And I remember forgetting them for a very long time. The last time I'd probably seen them was when I was a 4-year-old, who always kept laughing, whirling, and jumping around all day. They were really sweet to me. And most importantly, with no motive. Something that I subconsciously started missing as I kept growing. People and places appeared much more pleasant back then. Maybe also because back then it was a new world for me. For me, it was probably just like the world inside the woods felt like. My world back then felt as pleasant as it was finding the younger version of my soul inside the woods. And I just felt like someone saw me there. I could feel the discomfort, as if someone was watching me. So I kept searching, chasing, and what are you doing here?
Escaping the reality, the never ending cycle, the loop in which you, I, and the rest of the world is stuck in. Anyways, it's time. See you in the office. Hope you have done the assignment, huh?
And I woke up. There I was, on my bed, holding my head, staring at the clock while it was 5 in the morning, realizing how desperately do I need a break.
Hey, here's some work. Just make sure it's done, huh? Take it, take it.